There is an endless sea of podcasts about entrepreneurship. Talking about it, but not living it. We live it every day. This is Inside the Wolf's Den, an entrepreneurial journey with Shawn and Joni Wolfswinkle, talking about real estate investing, but also encompassing general subjects in regards to owning small to medium-sized businesses, and of course, all the struggles that business owners must overcome to be successful. This is Inside the Wolf's Den, and this is Shawn and Joni Wolfswinkle.
Welcome back to Inside the Wolf's Den with your host, Shawn and Joni Wolfswinkle. How are you, Shawn?
Doing great. Feeling actually a little sore from all the manual labor I did and this weekend that we're going to talk about, but it was a rewarding experience, and we're going to get into this in this episode. But
So we're talking about the mission trip that we just went on. So this episode is going to be about making a difference, and part of who we are as a couple, and one of our core values is that we care about our communities and being involved in them, right? And so we try to give back in our company. We do some things for Camp Hope. We did some things for the Len Foundation. We're part of a huge mastermind with the Collective Genius, and they do stuff with the Generous Genius every year, which we're always a part of. And it's just something that we love to do, and we've brought it into our company.
Yeah, I think it starts with you and I. It's a big part of
who
we are, and it's part of our fabric ingrained in us. And I think, we just, too much is given, much is required. And I think, if we've been truly blessed, that we need to also bless others and help others out there. And so we do it. You and I do it. We do it in our company. We do it as a team, and it's been a great.
Yeah, and we do it with our family as well, and that's kind of what this whole mission trip was about. We've kind of done things together and with our team, but we really, really wanted our family to experience that. Our children, Lucas and Mila, who's 7 and 11 years old, and so not that they're spoiled, yes, and they are spoiled, but they don't get to see that side of it. And so we wanted them to experience, what it's like to, what this family was living in, and how they can appreciate what they do have.
Yeah. And we were able to, we're going to get into it, but we're really able to bless this family. But then I think at the same time, it was just as much rewarding for us as a family, and just the experience and the appreciation for all that we have in the United States. I think it was awesome experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
So going back, so we are friends with Scott and Christina Myers, who we've met through our real estate mastermind, the Collective Genius. And so they've been doing this mission trip for years, and they kind of lead it, where they go down to Mexico several times a year to build a house for a family, and they bring groups. So they've brought, several groups from the Collective Genius, as well as some from their storage mission or their storage investing mastermind.
Correct.
So
I think it's called Storage Mission is their initiative within their organization. But yeah, Scott and Christina are awesome examples. They've I think that was their 14th home that they had built. And they run a very successful self-storage business, as well as a self-storage education company, for you guys that don't know. But awesome examples as leaders, and also giving back and making a difference in this world. And so we had the privilege of being on this mission trip with them this year. And so we went down to, and we took our kids so they could experience, but we flew into San Diego. The organization is Youth on a Mission.
Youth with a Mission.
Youth with a Mission, sorry. And it's a large organization, nationwide, worldwide.
Right.
And what they do is they do like Bible education, a lot of outreaches throughout the world. And one of their programs within their organization is Homes of Hope, correct?
Homes of Hope.
And so this is where they pick families, and we get to build a home for that family that's in need. So in this location, they're doing it out of Ensenada, Mexico. So we flew into San Diego, They pick you up. We drove down to Ensenada across the border, and we got to stay at the Youth with a Mission headquarters, which they got a great
base there,
to facilitate, hold groups, and it's all done by missionaries and volunteers. The whole organization. So that alone, just seeing what people sacrifice and give to just help people, it's amazing. And so. But it was, it
really was amazing. So we we built the house for 2 days, and so they split us up into groups, and from the ground up. So they laid, the foundation was laid, and then we went in there, and what was really cool about it is the group that we were in, it kind of just molded together, right? Yeah. We got there, and who wants to be the framer, who wants to be the roofer, who wants to be the painters, and we kind of all naturally went into our own groups, and we just worked so well together. I don't think I've worked so well with the group before.
No. I mean, the amazing part of it, giving and all, but just to build a home in 2 days was pretty incredible.
Yeah.
And it's not, to put in perspective, you get to the families, they let you know when you're going down there who you're going to be helping. And so the 2 homes that we were building that weekend were 2 single mothers, one with a 3-year-old, and then the other family had I think 7 and 11-year-old.
Right.
We got to be the part of the group that was building for the single mother with a 3-year-old. But her living conditions, she had a makeshift building or a little house. It was probably 6 by 6 square feet.
If that.
And then really not a door, just more of a curtain over the door, and she was sleeping on the floor. Right. So it was dirt. Yeah,
I was shocked. I mean, when I first got there, I kind of I could speak a little Spanish, so I was relating to her, from the very get go, and helped her, take off her clothes from the clothesline and help her put the clothes inside her house. And she let me in, and I was shocked what she was living on. Yeah. Like on the dirt floor, her mattresses were on the floor, and like her clothes just tucked in between the mattresses. It was eye-opening, and for our kids to see that, we were all in shock.
Yeah. And then there's no running water, no electric. She has, as part of this program, they have to own the lot. And so she had owned that. She, I think, worked in the fields. And she only made $75
a week, right?
Yeah, so about $300 a month. And that was her salary. But when we showed up, the slab was poured, we're ready, and we built a 16 by 20 square foot home. That was the dimensions. Like going back to what you said, our group everybody was so dedicated to helping her. Everybody, just everybody took what their strengths were and ran with it. And with the neat part was all the kids. I thought the kids would last like an hour and then be done.
They worked the entire time.
Yeah, so. They were hard. They painted. Our son got to paint which was really special. They made a plaque they put on the house that had her last name, and then they did a crab and an ocean and fish and all that on there, and Lucas, and he loves art,
creative.
He got to paint all that, and so that was neat for him, and that was a good project for him.
It definitely an amazing experience, and I think our kids being able to see that, and what they learn from that, and what it means to them to give back and help people in need. It was a great experience for us.
I got to I've paid for thousands of roofs, and I've never actually physically done a roof or and so I got to do the roof or be on the roofing team, and that's hard work.
Yes.
Very hard work. But, and thank God it was only a small little roof, because I can't imagine doing and everything, of course, we didn't have any power tools or air tools. So it was all done by hand, but which makes it a little harder, but it was a really, manual labor.
But
it was very rewarding. But
absolutely.
Tell me about your experience, because Joni got to spend a lot of time with the mother, her family, and Joni had the opportunity to take her shopping to kind of fill the house with supplies and all that. What was that experience like?
Yeah, I mean, so going back a little bit, so she was a single mom, one child, and I mean, the feeling I'm sure that she had, just, of being just overwhelmed with what was going on, right? Because when there are 18 to 20 people that are building her a house, and to like feel like, man, like, I think there's just was so many emotions that were going through her head, and like not sure what was going on, and if this is real, is it happening? And so I had a chance to, spend a lot of time with her, and she opened up to me and what it was like, working in the fields that she was working in, how hard she works, and so, and she even cried with me a couple times, she opened up to me a whole lot. And so for me, I think, what kind of connected me with her at the very beginning is because I also come from a single mom who had to do the same thing. I mean, obviously I'm not to that extremes, I was completely blessed compared to this woman. But we connected, right away off the bat. And so I had an opportunity on the last day. We actually were able to bless the family and donate money to the family where we could take her shopping. And so I had the opportunity to, take her shopping. And Mila and I and another family, were able to do that. And so just letting her choose, what she wanted. Like in her child just walking into Walmart, he had never been in Walmart before. So he was literally like a kid in a candy store, like jumping up and down, like, seeing a ball, that, and wanting the toys, and, seeing the look on his face. But then also the mom, like, she didn't have the opportunity to ever just go shopping, so she was putting rice and beans and getting whatever she could, and I was coming behind her, and if she got one bag of rice, I would get maybe another bag of rice. If she got, beans, I would throw stuff in there. But she was just overwhelmed with like joy and like, oh my gosh, this is really, really happening, So it was really cool to see that.
That's awesome. And I remember the boy, he wouldn't let go of those toys.
He would not let go.
But new shoes and clothes, because they desperately needed that. But and how did Mila respond? Just with tell me about the kids. How did the kids, I think where I'm going with this is the kids, I think sometimes can just be kids and like they just want to play, and it doesn't matter about social standings or all that. It's just they're just kids, and it doesn't matter like what economic level you are. They just want to play.
They do, and that was what was really cool is that. Lucas and Mila, before we even got there, they were making bracelets for the neighborhood kids, and they wanted to do something for the kids, so they made bracelets for everybody. So they handed out those bracelets. There was kids across the street that were coming by, like wondering what was going on, and so they would come over to the house, and we were encouraging them to come play. And so, the kids were just being kids. And then, what was really cool is all the boys were out in the field in the back, and they were playing baseball with mud balls, and they were just throwing mud balls, and they had sticks, and so just to really see them, having fun, and doesn't matter, what level they were on, they were just having a blast out there
with the simplest things.
Yes, like and it was the coolest thing to see.
That was awesome. And then the family. Her mom and her brother and all that had an opportunity to cook for us and as their way of giving back and help, doing something for us.
Right.
But it was...
and getting to know them too, I practiced a lot of my Spanish, which was good. I was a little rusty, but, I think we did well with communicating with them.
Yeah. And the organization provides a translator and professional builders and all that. But the goal behind the program is to give her an opportunity to, hopefully her son, we can only provide the tools and everything, and it's up to her going forward after we leave that, she carries it forward. So she help make sure her son gets educated and graduates and maybe takes the next step and if possible go to college. And so you just build on that so that they can keep raising their economic level and hopefully get themselves out of poverty.
Giving hope one family at a time, right? Yeah. And what was really cool is that they were telling us the story of some of the current missionaries that are there, and they actually used to be children of the families they built for, right?
Yeah, and they one of the leaders when we were sharing our experience, with the group and everything, he was saying that earlier this year, city council for Ensenada came by their organization to walk the campus and the base and see what their organization was all about. And they kept saying, man, this guy looks really familiar. And he was one of the city councilmen. But it turns out he was one of the children for the families that they had built a home for. So it does show that it's not for not everyone is that successful, but they're that can take that next step. And I even think in your life, your mom sacrificing in the beginning, early on in your guys' life, and all that she's working two jobs, working at McDonald's at night and all that. Absolutely. But to put you in a private school, which again, you got the education you needed and you built on from that, and that it can make a huge difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
So hopefully our kids, the goal for us was to, give back, but then also let our kids experience and appreciate all that they're given in life, and the opportunities they have, and just the opportunities living in America, number one, and then and all the freedoms they have, but then also the family that they were born into and the opportunities they get. So they don't take those for granted, and then utilize that to help others as well. So and our kids, I think, are getting that message. And like you said, they made bracelets before they wanted to give. They wanted to they've always been givers. And, and I think that's from you and I as well.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. So I encourage you guys, if you've never done something like this before, either in your organization or you personally, makes you really appreciate and opens your eyes to, no matter how bad you think it is, or
there's somebody out there with a lot worse situation.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. So you think you're having a bad day, somebody else is probably somebody else is probably having a much worse day. So we got to cry with the family and afterwards. And you got to hand her the keys.
I did. I spent a lot of time with her, so I had, I was able to hand her the keys and just giving her the keys to her new home, and
she broke down.
Yeah, and just looking at her, just how she felt and the emotions out of it was, man, it tore me. Yeah.
So
and the boy hugging you,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I got to give as we were leaving the 3-year-old a big hug, and he wanted a big bear hug. Yeah. And so it was a special moment I got to share with him. But like Joni mentioned, we encourage you to get involved with organizations. We hoped that this is an annual thing for us, that we get to maybe bring our organization or our team members that want to participate and do another home next year.
Absolutely. So for those of you that are listening to this, there's something that we are passionate about, and we want to do this, make this an annual thing. So if you're interested, let us know. We would love to put something together, whether it's property management companies or, just anybody out there. We really want to make this an annual thing.
Yeah, sure. Maybe entrepreneurs, and just put together a group that we can, we'll provide pay for the building of the home and doing all that. But, you just got to get to San Diego. Yeah. And we want to encourage, if anybody wants to get involved next year, we definitely want to sign up for another one and be able to do that, because it's a great experience too. There's some downtime, so you get to spend some time with the group that you're with and riding in the vans over to the home. And it was just a great bonding experience. Right. You can talk business and stuff like that too, but also just get to know entrepreneurs and different people on a different level. And it was a neat experience as well. So. Yes. So encourage you, but and then if you want to know more about what we do within our organization with Camp Hope, helping veterans, let us know. We'd love to get you involved. The Lynn Foundation, some of the other organizations we support. We'd definitely like to get everybody involved if you want to know more about that. So.
Yeah, Bridge the Gaps is another one that we support as well. So
yeah. So thank you for listening, and any last words?
No, thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.
You've been listening to Inside the Wolf's Den, an entrepreneurial journey with Shawn and Joni Wolfswinkle. Tons of entrepreneurial podcasts are out there talking, talking. But Joni and Shawn are living it every single day. Their portfolio now includes many franchises and medium-sized businesses. We talk about the trials and motivators of successfully running a business. Join us again soon for another podcast. But until then, reach out on the website at InsideTheWolfsDen.com, on Facebook at Inside the Wolf's Den, on Instagram at Inside the Wolf Den. We'll see you again soon. This is Inside the Wolf's Den. We'll see you next time.